Them all over the road, those FedEx trucks transporting packages all across the country. But it turns out that not all those trucks and drivers actually belong to FedEx. Investigative reporter Elise Kirchner found the corporate giant regularly uses a system that brings in profits, but sometimes may come at a cost to safety. She joins us now live with what she found. Elise.
Jess, we're talking about third-party contractors whose sole job is to transport FedEx goods on FedEx routes. The corporation says they're vetting those companies, but we found that's not always the case. And some contractors are operating illegally on our roads, potentially putting other drivers in danger. It begins here. A Federal Express distribution center in Sacramento, a major hub in Northern California, where hundreds of trucks come in and out every day. Some with the recognizable purple and green FedEx Ground trademark logo plastered on the side. Others with names you've never heard of, like Tiris Trucking Company. It was a third-party contractor with FedEx SmartPost, which is a subsidiary of FedEx Ground, transporting only FedEx goods.
Highway traffic.
That's what Tiris driver Gubani Quinteros was doing on August 8, 2011. After picking up packages from the distribution center just outside of Sacramento, Quinteros failed to stop his 25,000-pound box truck for stalled traffic along Interstate 5. He crashed into Donald Taylor's parents' car at around 70 miles an hour.
Their bodies were burned beyond recognition.
The high school sweethearts were killed instantly before their vehicle burst into flames. The accident also killed a toddler, injured 7 others, and totaled 6 cars.
There was a guy rolling out of the vehicle who just got out before the whole car went up.
The truck driver survived.
I just can't quit shaking right now.
According to this accident report, Quinteros had no valid license, let alone a commercial license to deliver FedEx packages, and Tiris was doing business without a valid operating authority.
Just a multitude of violations, things that should have been red flagged by the Department of Transportation.
Quinteros was found guilty of misdemeanor vehicular manslaughter and other charges. He was sentenced to 14 years in prison. But because Quinteros was considered an independent contractor for FedEx SmartPost, not an employee, Taylor says the corporation was not held responsible.
Federal Express did not want to discuss the situation, did not want to talk about it. We made several attempts to contact them.
We reached out to FedEx to respond to the Tiris accident. We were told as a freight forwarder, FedEx SmartPost contracts with third-party vendors for transportation services, who agree to maintain their own DOT operating authority and, as a result, are responsible for any claims related to their operations. Meaning FedEx had nothing to do with the Tiris accident.
They basically told us, not our problem, go away.
FedEx says it also makes sure the third-party contractors are operating legally. It uses a third-party software vendor to monitor the Department of Transportation website for operating authority, insurance, and safety compliance. But remember, Tiris Trucking did not have the required operating authority, and records show they also had safety violations against them before that deadly crash in 2011. Even so, drivers continued transporting FedEx goods.
What has to happen is strengthening of good, strong rules, effective enforcement, accountability by the companies that are operating the equipment and contracting for the services of these companies.
Ann Farrow is the departing head of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. Farrow argues while some companies dodge federal oversight, the penalties are stiff when safety standards are poor.
The highest penalty is we shut them down.
Why do they do the contractor thing?
They save a lot of money.
But we found another third-party contractor that appears to have slipped through the cracks. Back at the distribution center, we spoke to this contracted driver who talked about transporting FedEx goods.
Are you guys only FedEx or just are you just FedEx? Huh.
We looked up the Department of Transportation number on the side of the company's truck and discovered they have no insurance, and in May, the government revoked their operating license. FedEx told the investigative unit they stopped using that third-party contractor in June after finding out it lost its operating authority. But over several days in July, we saw them transporting FedEx goods in and out.
Can you get safe?
Yeah.
Anger, just flat out pissed off.
It's a business model that Donald Taylor says allows FedEx to distance themselves when things go wrong.
His route is only a FedEx route. He does not do anything outside of Federal Express. Therefore, they have and should have immediate control
Now, Donald Taylor decided not to sue FedEx because his lawyer advised him that California law allows companies to hire third-party contractors. Tiras Trucking, which only had a few employees, is no longer in business. The government tells us they are now looking into that third-party contractor we found operating without valid permits. Elise Kirshner, NBC Bay Area News.